Well, hello there. I haven't seen you guys around here in quite a while. That has been quite a while since I made a video for you guys. And it has been even longer since I made a truck video for you guys. I have been spending all my free time and all of my free money on the house. Making a ton of progress. It's going to be a very busy winter, but all my money's going into that, which means it's not going into things like this, unfortunately, because I do really miss building things like this. But I have an automotive video for you guys today, or a truck video for you guys today. It has been far too long. As you can see, the Dodge is broken down. As all you guys would have told me, the Dodge is broken down. No, I'm just kidding. The Dodge has been running phenomenal. It's been a great truck so far. I can't believe I'm already close to the 2-year mark. Maybe more on owning this truck. No, close to the 2-year mark on owning this truck. It's been great so far. I would like to do a video, like I promised you guys, on my honest comparison going from a 473 driver for multiple years to going to a 5.9 third gen Cummins Dodge. Give you guys my honest review on that. I would like to make a video on that, but that's not this video. Like I said, the truck is running great. I told myself when I bought this truck that I was not going to tune it until I built the transmission. Dodge is known for how terrible their transmissions are, especially behind a tuned Cummins. Doesn't take a whole lot of screwing around to ruin your transmission. And I haven't built the transmission yet, and I'm getting ready to install some tunes. Not listening to my own advice here. Black Friday came around, there was a good deal, and I decided I'm going to tune the truck. Again, that is going to be a different video. Today's video is me actually following my advice. I've always told people before you tune your diesel truck, and honestly I think any diesel truck in general should have this, you should be able to know what your exhaust temperatures are before and after you install tunes on your truck, especially one of these common rail trucks. 7.3s, after I tuned my truck, if I pushed it to its limit on a stock tuned truck, I could get up over 1200 degrees if I wanted to, but I was pushing it really, really hard. Now, I don't have a ton of experience with these 5.9s yet, but from what I do know is tuning these common rail trucks is a drastic improvement or increased amount of fuel that goes into these engines. You can make, I think on my 7.3, I was probably on my hottest tune with my upgraded injectors and upgraded turbo, probably right around 350 horsepower to the ground. From what I'm aware of, you could make 400 plus horsepower from tunes alone on one of these trucks. They can put out a lot more fuel. It's just, I mean, it's a newer truck. It's more optimized. So I am definitely going to be putting an EGT probe on this truck before I put the tunes on. And one reason, you could install them at the same time, you could install shortly after. One reason I like to install the probe first is I really like to be able to see and get a feel for where the numbers are on the truck, how the truck's running, what is normal, what's not normal, before I go through and put tunes on it, because then I could say, oh, well, it looks like it's behaving pretty close to normal, or holy smokes, this thing's running at 200 degrees hotter in every single condition. It's just nice to be able to have that baseline. So that's what we're doing today. I don't want to ramble on too much longer. This should be a pretty simple install. I haven't installed one on one of these trucks yet, but from what I've seen, it's not very complicated. So we're going to get to work. Alright guys, hopefully you guys can see this alright. We got our engine here, obviously, exhaust manifold running on the left hand side. Now, the common rail, the 5.9 common rails at least, tend to run hotter in the rear. The rear 2 or 3 cylinders, cylinder 5 and 6. They don't get quite as much coolant back there, so most people recommend putting your EGT probe on the back half of the exhaust manifold at the collector. I believe it is split in the middle, and so you want it on the left hand side, right back in this area. I've seen some people come in from the top here and drill. Some people come in from the side here. Honestly, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to drill yet. It's probably going to depend on where I can fit my drill and drill bit. But all pretty straightforward. Most people will put it right on this back side of the collector, so you're hitting cylinders 5 and 6. And I ended up getting this little kit here, which is, I believe, from Glow Shift, which I'm usually not a big fan of Glow Shift, but this is kind of a nice little kit. Yeah, so it gives you your 1/8 by 27 NPT tap, and it gives you the corresponding drill bit to work with it. Kind of handy. I don't know how much it was. It was like 10 or 15 bucks. I'll probably link this below if it works well. Overall, you want to try to avoid getting as many or as few of chips as possible into your exhaust. Depending on where you drill it, you might be able to fish around with a magnet. Some people take off their whole turbo to do this. I'm not doing that. The few chips that get in there shouldn't be an issue passing through the exhaust turbine. If it was on the compressor side, I might be a little more cautious, but it really shouldn't be much of an issue, the few chips that do get in there. But, of course, do your best to try to eliminate chips getting in there. Yeah, I'm going to test this out. Probably going to drill in one phase smaller and then go up to the full-size drill bit and then tap it. So yeah, I'm going to get to work. Alright, that's the first hole done. Definitely a little more chip than I expected, but not bad. These are, see if that'll focus. That's all the chips that came off on the outside. There basically should be almost nothing on the inside until the final punch through, so, but pretty good amount. I'll tell you what, I don't know if it is a double magnet trick or what, but that is, not sure if you can see that or not, that's a pretty good amount that I just pulled out of the manifold. I'm sure the double hole method increased the amount that got in there. Maybe it'd be best to just do one single hole so you don't have an open hole as you're drilling the bigger one. See if I can get any more. A little bit more, not a whole lot, and I'm okay with where that's at. So I'm going to give my legs a little break before I collapse, and then we'll get back to work. See you guys in a couple seconds. Alright guys, the hole is drilled. Time to tap. Now I've heard some people say not to use cutting fluid, some people say to. They say the oil can prevent you from getting some of the chips out, but for me, I think I would rather have some of the chips go in than have my tap accidentally break off in the head, or I guess in the manifold. So I think I'm going to use cutting fluid. Let's see if I can not spill cutting fluid in my engine bay. ratcheting 10mm wrench that fits on there nicely. If you feel it building a lot of pressure, just back it out a little bit and then start threading back in. Yep, I can see that's tapped all the way through now. So I'm going to do one last fish with the magnet and then we will put the probe in. One of these little magnets, very handy. I will probably also link one of these below. Super cheap. So the EGT probe I'm going with is the EGT from Edge, and that is because I have their system already. There are lots of different things, but they're all the same general idea. I'm going to thread this end into the manifold. Should go in pretty easy. Feel good about that. Oh, my legs are getting tired. So now we're going to take the probe and its nut. Wow, that made it all the way to the ground. Good thing I brought a spare. Gotta route some wires. Plugged in. I need to take a break. My legs are about to give out on me again, but we will resume this shortly because we're almost out of light. Well, alrighty guys, it is all done. It is actually a few days later. I just ran out of light to show you guys the final product when all was said and done. It was just, I got it all filmed and it was really dark and I was using a flashlight and it just didn't turn out really well. So I figured I'd wait till another day to show you guys in the light. And today it's finally not raining, so I'm out here showing you guys what the final install turned out. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Pretty clean. Overall, pretty simple. Let me show you guys what we're looking at. I'm going to throw you guys on the head cam. We'll take a look. All right, head cam engaged. Let me guys give you a look. All right, so here's the final look. A little easier to see in the daylight. But as you can see, drilled and tapped the manifold down there. The drill and tap set from Glow Shift honestly worked really well. I will probably include a link to that if any of you guys are interested. But drilled and tapped it, have it routed up here along the wires. And you can see it's this brownish wire. A nice weatherproof connection here. And we run that across to the other side. But all in all, you can see we got our back 2 cylinders and then the front 4 cylinders. They all split at the Y manifold there. And I'm running off that right in front of basically cylinder number 5, focusing on the temperatures on the rear cylinders since those tend to be the hottest. But all in all, pretty simple install. Didn't have to remove anything, get anything out of the way. It all went in pretty smoothly. So let me go around to the other side and show you guys the connection to the edge monitor itself. Also, finally got some new meats on the old girl. Finally got rid of those highway tires. They were well overdue to get changed. Put some Goodyear Duratrax on there. I would have loved to gone with oversized tires, but honestly, new wheels and tires were not in the budget this year. So, put some new meats on it, and I think it gives it a much more aggressive look. Alright, so over here, I'll show you guys one of the reasons I really like the Edge monitor system is how they set it up to add on sensors to the vehicle. So, as you guys can see, we got our brown wire running across, and then it is tied on. It's tied on to this dongle right here. Hopefully you guys can see that all right. But essentially what this is this allows you, this is a dummy plug, but you can basically take this plug off and keep adding on different sensors to your system if you want to monitor more things. Maybe you want a different trans temperature monitor, maybe you want to add a coolant temperature monitor, maybe like I'm going to be doing down the road, I'll be adding fuel pressure. And so I can buy another sensor from Edge and hook it straight up to this, and it'll all be tied into the monitoring system on the screen inside the truck. Super clean, super simple, easy to do. But that's this connection over here. I basically just took this wire here, and that connects inside the truck, ran that through the firewall. I actually, because it's an automatic, I don't have a clutch cylinder in here. So I actually took the hole that would be for the clutch cylinder and put a rubber grommet in it, and that makes a really nice, easy pass-through for running wiring inside the cab. I did the same thing on my 7.3. If you don't have if you have an automatic, that's a really nice, clean way to run wires into the cab. But all in all, that's everything out here. I need to find a way to secure that up a little nicer, but overall, yeah, that's everything out here. So let me show you guys inside the cab. Then I'll show you guys how to actually do a quick setup on the probe to add it onto the system. Alright, so here inside the cab, you can see my Edge monitors up there. My OBD2 port on this truck is right there. And so kind of how the Edge monitor system works is it plugs into the OBD2 port, and it can read almost, if not every single sensor that's on your truck can be read through that system, which is another reason I really like going with the Edge monitor over standalone gauges. They end up being about the same price, maybe the Edge being a little bit more, but you can monitor way more stuff with that system. And so that wire I was showing you that comes in from the engine bay, I have them all coiled up right back here. It's just kind of storing the excess behind that panel. But between the plug at the OBD2 port and the plug on the back of the screen, there's actually a plug in line in that wire that is what you tee into to tie on to your sensors out there. So there's it's just basically a pass-through or a tee-off, and it makes it super simple. It's not any extra wiring or anything. All you do is it's a plug-and-play system. Route it through however you want, tee it into that wire you see right there, and it's all set up and good to go. I'm not going to pull off the panel or anything. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see what I'm looking at, but it's very obvious once you actually see it. That's all just coiled up back there to keep it a little nice and neater. So now let's hop in the cab and show you guys the setup. Alright, so as I was saying, obviously have the Edge monitor there. We're going to fire up the truck. A little bit of a cold start today. I don't know, down in the 30s. Alright, so as you guys can see, I already have it set up because I wanted to run it. But we have our EGT numbers right here, and you can see them rising as it's starting to warm up. Reading perfectly. The whole thing's been working flawlessly. Let me make sure my radio's muted. All right, so as far as actually setting it up goes, there's a good example of all the different things you can read, and that's not even close to all of them. A little more than a triple or quad pillar gauge, but I actually, so when I hooked it all up, I actually had to go through and do a full restart on this and reboot it. I don't know if you have to do that every time, but that's what I ended up having to do. I just did a full reboot on it, unplugged it and plugged it back in, and that seemed to work fine. But you see we have our EAS settings here. We can go to that, and then you can see that it's picking up an EGT probe that I've added on, which is the one I did add on. And then I just went through and I updated the display name so it just shows EGT. If I wanted to, I could add a description to it. But all in all, that's all it took. Literally, I reset it and then came in here and changed the name to EGT. And it's super, super clean. So then when I go to my actual gauge menu, you can see here I chose to put it here, and so on the CTS3 it's a quick double tap, and now I can go into all the different settings on this. And so I went into my warning settings and put a warning value at 1250 degrees. So if I hit 1250 degrees, that's where it'll give me a warning alert or an indicator saying that I hit 1250 degrees. Honestly, I'm not sure what the warning value is versus the alert value. I think they both give a ping, but I'm not totally sure. I actually haven't hit 1250 degrees yet. If this is anything like the 7.3s, which I believe it's statistically pretty similar, you should be totally fine running up to 1200 degrees indefinitely. Going beyond that is when you want to try to start limiting how long you're staying above 1200 degrees. But that's literally all it took. It is up and running perfectly. No weird wiring in the cab. You don't have to worry about tying into the electrical system or running new wires. You don't have to worry about the illumination wires. You're getting power to it. It's literally a plug and play system. All the work is under the hood, and then you just hook up the connectors and it's good to go. So there you guys go. It's all installed, all working great. A little dust on the camera. All installed, all working great. Super, super easy system. I know I've said this again, or I'm saying it again, but the Edge CTS system is probably a little more expensive, but for all its ease of use and capabilities, it is leaps and bounds better than an old school gauge system, in my opinion. It is so much simpler, so much easier to install, and you can monitor way more on it. So that's why I choose to use it. They don't pay me to say any of this stuff. I wish they did, but I have had the Edge monitor on the last 3 of my trucks, and I don't see any reason to change it. So yeah, that's the install. Super easy. I think every truck should have something like this. If you guys are interested in installing any of these parts on your truck, I will leave a link down in the description below for the Edge system itself, and then I'll probably leave a link for the whole sensor bundle competition kit, which is the EGT probe, a pressure sensor, and a temperature sensor. That's definitely the best deal, but if you're not going to use all those things, maybe you don't need to go with the full kit. I'll also leave a link just for the EGT standalone kit on its own. I will also leave a link for the Glow Shift little drill and tap set as well. That worked well. I think it's a great little kit, and it was pretty darn cheap, like 10 or 15 bucks. Just so you guys all know, those are affiliate links, so it doesn't actually cost you guys anything. What it does is it kicks back a little of the profit that Amazon would usually take, and it sends it to the channel so I can keep doing installs and stuff like this for you guys. So if you guys want to support the channel, that is without a doubt the best way to do it. If you're going to buy the parts anyways, just go through the link. It helps out a lot. It honestly does. It helps out a lot. So hopefully this video is useful for you guys. I know there's a lot of videos out there, people installing EGT probes on trucks. I don't know if this one was any better or worse. I'm hoping it was better and more informative. Either way, hopefully it was useful for you guys Today is middle of the week, Christmas week. Christmas is this weekend. I'm going to try to get this video up either tonight or tomorrow morning for you guys. But I wanted to say Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays. It's been a long time since I made a video for you guys. I do apologize. Things have just been busy. And honestly, it's been a lot of kind of boring miscellaneous projects around the house. But I do have a ton of work going on inside the house right now that I will hopefully be having a video go up also this weekend, if not next week, for a big update on what's going on in the house. There's been a ton of progress. If that video doesn't come out before Christmas, I'll say it again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a wonderful time with your family. I really appreciate you guys watching the channel. Should be a lot more videos coming out this winter. My goal is shooting for once a week, but it might be every other week or right around there. But I'm getting back into this YouTube thing, keeping you guys updated with my life, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys on the next video.